Hey everyone, you're here with Dr. Learn Code Yourself, one of the greatest software engineers this planet has ever seen. Anyways, what I'm going to do is show you guys how to work with the map method, which is a high order array function, which means it's going to take in a callback. Now that's just fancy stuff it makes life a little easier. Here we have an array that has several objects within it. These objects represent Star Wars characters and their phenotypic characteristics. So what we're going to do is, we'll do this problem, right? Get an array of all first names. Now that's interesting because the name property for each object has the first name and last name in there, right? So it wants us to just get the first name, which means we're going to have to manipulate this name property somehow. So let's get started right away without further ado. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to create a variable, right? We'll say const new array is going to equal. Now we'll look at what the name of this array is, and it says characters. Cool. So we'll say characters dot map so that we can use the map method on the characters array. Whatever the result is of this method is going to be stored in the new array variable that we created. So I'm going to put a parenthesis so that I can actually activate that method. And within here, I'm just going to say object. I'm going to use the arrow syntax to create a function. And within here, this is where the magic happens, right? The first thing I want to do is create another variable that's going to deconstruct the object we're in, right? Whenever we use these curly brackets after const, we're deconstructing an object. And this is made possible with the new JavaScript. I think it's ES6 or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, this is cool. So just do this. Now, which property we want to access? The name property, right? So we'll say name, and we're going to set this equal to object. Because each object, as we're iterating through, is going to represent an entire object. The next time it iterates through, it'll represent this one all the way until it's done with the elements. The map method is powerful. So great, we've got this. Now what do we want to do? Now I want to go ahead and create a variable called first name, right? And in there, I'm going to store name dot, because name is going to have a string in there, which is the entire name. It has the first name and last name. So I'm going to have to split it up, right? And the split method allows us to do that. Whatever we put into the argument of the split method on a string is going to separate that string into an array using the argument as a splitter. So if I just do that, it'll split this string anytime that it encounters the next character. I don't want that. I want it to split the string anytime it encounters a space. So bang. And then, because I know I have an array now, because this returns an array back to us, I'm going to go ahead and access the first value in that array. Let me pause this. I got a phone call. But you guys see where I'm going with it. Okay, sorry about that. So what we'll do from here is literally return first name. And once we go ahead and console.log new array, here's where the magic happens. So I'll say Control F5. You can go and look here. We have all the first names. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Dr. Learn Code Yourself, the greatest software engineer on the planet. I'm going to show you guys how to destroy all these software engineering interviews, and you will find yourself a job. Love you all. Please subscribe. Just do a brother that favor.